Hi everybody. Today I would like to talk to you about bladder stones in dogs. Now, off the bat, I'm not a vet. I've told you that before. But I want to share with you what I know. And if you want to follow a vet, you can follow Dr. Judy Morgan on Facebook, on Instagram. She's all over the place. And she's one of the vets that I have learned many things from. Now, a long time ago when I started cooking 12 years ago, Facebook was not even around. And I joined this group. It was through just email. We would email, and there were like all these people on the email. You would write in, my dog has bladder stones, my dog can't sleep or whatever. And I was like horrified to find out that, oh my God, dogs can get bladder stones, dogs can get cancer. I mean, 12 years ago was the first time I ever had a dog. I have learned so much since then. And back 12 years ago, the one thing that I kept in my head was don't give the dog a lot of spinach because spinach can cause one type of stone. But there are 5 different types of stones that a dog can get, and it depends on the genetic predisposition of your dog. For instance, bulldogs and Dalmatians, they get a certain stone called urate stone. And Maltese and Bijans get another certain type of stone called oxalate stone. Now, I have a Bijan, so I honed in on that, and I figured out what foods I should limit in my dog's diet. So, for the bulldogs and the Dalmatians, you need to limit organ meats and meats. Those are big ones for them. And for the oxalate stones, for Bijans and Maltese, you need to avoid rhubarb, beets, spinach, and green beans. Well, I never give green beans to my dog. I don't do rhubarb. I don't even know what it looks like. Oh, I think we made a rhubarb pie once. My daughter did that. And yes, I do spinach and I do beets, but I do it very sparingly, and I rotate it in like every 2 weeks. So, my dogs, I've had 2 Bijans. I've been home cooking for 12 years. They have never, ever had a stone. And so I guess I'm doing something right. But the thing is, you need to know, you need to educate yourself. Google what dogs are predispositioned for certain stones. But even so, people, any kind of stone that a dog can get, I would rotate that food in sparingly, okay? Because even if you have a Dalmatian, your dog can get a stone that maybe a Bijan is predispositioned to. Everything is in moderation. Now, there are 5 different types of stones. You have to educate yourself. The 5 of the stones are cysteine, urate, oxalate, struvite, and another one, xanthan or something like that. I can't pronounce it. But the main thing to avoid stones in dogs is moisture, moisture, moisture. People, this is why I started Cut the Kibble. Because if you feed with kibble, it is just dry, okay? So get rid of that. It's bad for so many reasons. When you home cook, home cooking has so much moisture from these vegetables that are not just grind to a pulp and dehydrated like crazy. And then add a little bit of water or bone broth to the food to give it more moisture. And the other thing to prevent bladder stones is the pH in the dog's urine. But I can't answer that now because it depends upon what type of a stone your dog has. And you can monitor the dog's pH. You can get these little pH strips at the drugstore and just, when the dog pees, put it on there and figure out what it is and see if you need to go up or high on certain foods to get the pH balance right. So what do you take from all this? You take that everything is with moderation. Don't just cook food and do meat and, let's say, spinach all the time. No, you as a human, you don't want to eat spinach all the time. If you ate spinach all the time, you would get stones also, okay? So everything in moderation. Study to see what your breed dog is predisposition for medical illnesses, and have a lot of liquid in the diet, and that you can do by home cooking. My dogs never drank water. And one last thing, how do you know if your dog has a bladder stone? Well, one good way is when your dog goes out to pee and there's blood in the urine. Of course, a lot more dogs go to the vet in the winter because the dog goes to pee and there's in the snow and it turns red. And I've told this story before. I was at my vacation house, and I just say that because I didn't have a vet there. That was like 3 hours away from my home, and it was the summer, so there was no snow. And I brought both dogs to go out to pee, and my little girl, Bella, she peed in the dirt. And I was like, oh, what is that? It was pink. And it freaked me out. Because one, my dog's sick, I'm thinking, and I don't have a vet to go to. But I was like, I don't know about this. And it was pink. So I started thinking, what have I done in the diet? And I had given them, this was back like 6 years ago, beets in the diet. Back then, I think I probably gave too many beets. But still, when I eat beets, I pee pink also. My point is, she didn't have stones. It was just too many beets. But you can figure out if your dog has stones. One of the ways is if there's blood in the urine. There's also other symptoms. You'll have to look it up. So, in closing, I suggest that you do research. And if your dog has stones, I'm not a vet, but I hope your vet doesn't say, okay, we're going to put your dog on Hill's diet or Royal Science or whatever that crap is called to prevent this, because it doesn't always work. And you can do a home-cooked diet to prevent these stones if you can find a vet that knows what she or he is talking about and can help you. So I strongly suggest that you follow Dr. Judy Morgan. She lives in New Jersey. If you live close to there, maybe you're lucky enough to be able to have her as your vet. I know she travels. She's coming to Virginia, I think, in March. She does it every year. I have yet to go see her. But she has daily talks in the morning, like at 8 in the morning on Facebook, that I listen to. There's Dr. Karen Becker, and there's other vets as well that are highly respected for home cooking to prevent illnesses and just to make your dog live a more happier, healthier life. So that's it for me for today from Cut the Kibble.